We're live right now on the Mississippi Bridge going over on the New Orleans. As you can see, that's Mississippi right there. These are some of our fellow New Orleans advocates. Yeah. What we're doing here is a voting rights march for all the displaced voters. We have a lot of voters who, due to regulations, are not given their right to vote. So right now, this is a march spearheaded by Reverend Jesse Jackson with Al Sharpton, with the addition of Mayor Nagin, to try to bring pressure on the government and stuff like that to locate all the victims and give them their right, even if it's a proxy vote where they vote outside their district, just so they can have their right and participate in the elections and use their civic. Crossing from across the district, and they're all for this. You have to understand, this is that legendary bridge when the Katrina aftermath happened, that nobody was allowed over. And if they were to cross, they feared getting shot by the police department on the other side. So this is basically a one-up from the New Orleans people to show. This is basically the first time that we were allowed to recross this bridge.
Go back slowly, slowly, slowly. Go back slowly. Back it up now, back it up.
Let's keep it going, guys. Back it up.
Back it up.
Back it up.
Back slow, back it up slow.
All right.
Yeah, man, let me do this right quick. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is Ahmed. First of all, I want to thank you for all the work that you've
Yeah, man.
Also, what I want to ask you, sir, is what do you think we could have done better, and where do you think the government and the will to pay attention can help right now?
You mean right now, as far as the vote is concerned?
Both, Katrina, everything.
Well, I think, you know, the way people can help is just to talk up this election and make sure that if they know anybody from New Orleans that is in their neighborhoods, talk to them about the importance of this election and the right to vote. It's fairly complex. There's absentee voting, there's early voting, and there's voting on site with mega precincts. So make sure they help people understand how to vote.
Okay, and also, sir, what I wanted to ask is, with seeing the breakdown of communication, what do you think is one of the biggest issues we've had with 3 levels of government trying to meet heads here?
Well, I think the main issue was who had final authority over the various policing authorities and all the resources. There was an issue with the federal government and state doing this dance and who had authority. Finally, it was called. And I think when we have another major event like this, if we do, not here, but we need to get that resolved so somebody's at the top making the right call.
I believe that. Thank you for your time, sir. Now we're in the middle of the thick of, we're in the lower 9th Ward. We've seen the atrocities for ourselves. We drive around, we see the same normal buildings now that become normal to us that are torn down. We see all of the devastation, but you've come to understand there's more to the story. Remember when we used to see, when the news dropped, we were seeing live footage of people being whisked away from these areas and these communities around me right here from helicopters and stuff like that. But now you come to the understanding that right now, where I'm standing, I could not be standing due to the fact that we were under seawater. So if you look over here, right now, you'll see that technically I'm underwater. And the way you can come to that realization is, if you follow me over here, there's a life raft tied to this tree. Meaning this person, the only way he was staying afloat, whoever was here, was with this life raft and him holding onto this tree for dear life till helicopters rescued him. So that was the only way he got above sea level. So right now, can you imagine not one house or two houses, but an entire city underwater? as we are speaking here, I would have been underwater. And that's when you realize the severity of where we at. In New Orleans, to see some of the damage, you have to see the homes. So we have homes all over the city of New Orleans that our doors are open and people are anywhere in the United States. So in order for me to get an understanding of what's going on, I really wanted to see what was inside some of these homes. And this one was open, so we're just gonna take it and hopefully it's safe enough for us to actually walk into.
Don't scuff your shoes.
This is the kitchen, or once was the kitchen. You could see there's food in the freezer still. The fridge has been knocked over. We see family pictures. I'm not mistaken. Family picture that once hung on the stove. It's stuck here of a woman and a man holding a wedding cake. There was dreams and there was memories made in these homes.
There were lives, many lives.
There was many lives in this home. You have the stove. Everything here is destroyed. We can't even go any more further because the walls have collapsed all the way in there. Due to the wooden floors and the water, all the wood has been warped that the kitchen is actually higher than it really should be. The living room is gone, and the upstairs is gone, and we can't even go any further than this. It's missing pieces, but as you can see, this house wasn't even here because this is the porch of another house. Yeah. So this house was actually lifted from its roof, as you can see, from its whole foundation, carried by water to this destination. This house was not even on this corner. Right. This corner was here. It started here. And now we have a home that's been literally lifted. Now, I ask you, people always talk about rebuilding. This is not rebuildable. It's not salvageable. So how do citizens who've received really no help from the government, in the sense where who's gonna really pay for them to rebuild this house? If the insurance companies are already giving them runaround in red tape, the government really needs to step up, because this is something the United States have never seen before. This is the worst natural disaster in United States history.